Imagine. Morning. Sunlight is breaking through the window. Colorful eggs are hidden around the house. And somewhere out there, the Easter Bunny has already been. But have you ever wondered, where did all of this actually come from? Easter is not just candy and egg hunts. It is a story that began thousands of years ago. Easter is one of the most important holidays in Christianity. It symbolizes the resurrection of Jesus Christ after his crucifixion. According to the biblical story, this happened on the third day after his death. But what's more interesting is something else. The name Easter in English-speaking countries may come from an ancient goddess of spring, Eostre. She symbolized fertility, rebirth, the return of life after winter. The egg was a symbol of the universe and the origin of life in many cultures long before Christianity. So, the holiday has not only religious but also pagan roots. Light after darkness, life after death. The date of Easter is not fixed. It is celebrated on the first Sunday after the first full moon following the spring equinox. In 2026, Easter is celebrated on April 5th in the Catholic Church and April 12th in the Orthodox Church. In the United States, Easter is a combination of faith, family, and fun. Children wake up and find Easter baskets filled with candy, chocolate, and small gifts. Families organize egg hunts in backyards or parks. Some eggs are filled with sweets, others with money or surprises. And one of the most famous traditions, the Easter egg roll at the White House. It is an annual event with a history going back to the 1800s. For many Americans, Easter is about going to church, spending time with family, and having a festive dinner. Popular foods include ham, deviled eggs, and desserts. There are no strict restrictions like in some cultures, but it is a day of peace. A day when it is important to be kind, grateful, and close to loved ones. In different countries, Easter looks different. In Poland, people splash water on Śmigus Dingus. In Germany, trees are decorated with eggs. In Italy, large religious processions take place. In Ukraine, sweet Easter bread is baked, eggs are dyed, and relatives are visited. Each country adds something of its own, but the main idea remains: new life, a new beginning. And now the most interesting part, the Easter Bunny. Why a rabbit? The rabbit became a symbol of Easter not by chance. Long before Christianity, in many cultures, rabbits and hares were associated with life and fertility. And the reason is simple: they reproduce very quickly. That is why in ancient times they were considered symbols of new life, rebirth, and spring. And spring is the time when nature comes back to life. After a long winter, life appears again, and it is this idea that the Easter holiday later adopted. And now even stranger, why eggs? The egg is one of the oldest symbols in the world. In different cultures, it meant the beginning of life, birth, and a new cycle. Even before Christianity, people gave eggs in spring as a symbol of renewal. In Christianity, the egg received a new meaning. It began to be associated with the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Just as a chick comes out of the shell, so life defeats death. But how did the rabbit and eggs even meet? This happened much later. In the 1600s to 1700s in Germany, a legend appeared about the Osterhase, the Easter hare. According to this legend, the rabbit came to children and left them eggs. But not just like that. Children had to be well behaved. And even more interesting, they built nests for the rabbit. That is where he brought the eggs. In the 1700s, German immigrants brought this tradition to America, and there it began to change. The nests gradually turned into baskets. The eggs became not only real, but also chocolate, and the rabbit became a symbol of children's joy and the holiday. Today, the Easter Bunny is no longer just a legend, it is part of culture. He hides eggs, brings sweets, creates an atmosphere of play and magic. And although it may seem a little illogical, a rabbit that brings eggs, that is exactly where its charm lies. And so, we return to where we started, to simple things: an egg in your hands, morning light, silence. But now you know more. Easter is not just a holiday, it is a story that has survived thousands of years. A story of faith, a story of nature, a story of people who searched for meaning in life and death. A rabbit that brings eggs, ancient gods of spring, resurrection. All of these are parts of one whole, strange, symbolic, and in its own way, beautiful. Maybe it's not about what is true, but about what we choose to remember. And the next time you see an Easter basket or find a hidden egg, pause for a second. Because behind this moment stand thousands of years of history that still lives in traditions, in symbols, and in us. Subscribe to the channel to learn more interesting stories.